Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's well. Tommy, a Man City fan TV. Hope everybody is keeping safe and well. Tonight we are doing a player ratings. So the usual on a Thursday night when we have a midweek game on a Wednesday, I come on and I do a player ratings with you. It's coming a regular thing and we all enjoy it. So I hope everybody's doing well. Another successful game last night when we won 3-1. A tough game at most. You know, usually you say, oh, it was a perfect. We did really, really well throughout the whole game. Maybe you could argue, maybe in the first bit we didn't play as well, but in overall, how we showed, courage to come into that second half and blast out of the park was very impressive. So a good result, a new top flight record ever. The first team to ever get the first 10 wins of a calendar year, and we're high flying at the moment. So I'll just get into your comments, then we'll get into lineups, and I'll do a few stats as well, and then we can go through the teams. The ratings. We've got Man City fan on saying the Rags winning 3-0 at the moment. Unfortunately, Real Sociedad aren't that good. I'm surprised Silva joined them. I thought he would join Las Palmas, a team in Canary Islands where he was born. Yeah, I know, a disappointing result for them tonight, but maybe they can take it round, and maybe get something. Who knows? Kennedy assists on his. Hi, is it Andy on? No, it's me, mate. It's me. Jack Lee's on. Good evening, Blues. Good night last night. It certainly was, mate. Charlie Everett's on. Good evening, Blues. Good evening, mate. Yeah, come on, City. It says King of Assist. Leonard Lunder's on. Evening, everyone. Evening, mate. Kurt says, evening all. Hope everyone's well. Always look forward to the Thursday nights with Tom. Thank you, Kurt, my friend. Another solid performance from you that yesterday evening. So congratulations on that. SOS2907's on. It says, all right, Blues, 10 points clear. Don't you just love it? We bloody do. It's brilliant. Ocean Rage is on. Evening all. Evening, Tom. Evening. Hope you're well, mate. Jack Lee says, evening, Tom, mate. Hope you're well, buddy. Likewise, mate. Hope you're well. Charlie Everett said, did you hear about the National North and South being null and void? Yes, I did. Shock, but in these times, it's what you expect, unfortunately. Adam Quinn's on. Hi, Tom. Hope you well, Adam. Sean's on. Hi, Tom. Hope you well. Likewise, Sean. Hope you well, mate. Dupe's on. Hey, Tom. And then he says hello to everyone. And then King Lee says KDB looked back to his best when he came on. Yeah, he did a good ball. I think it was his first pass, and he found, I think it was Gabby's feet, and obviously Gabby missed, unfortunately. But here's what it is. Andy's on. Hello, everyone. He's on. He's here, and he'll be in the chat, giving his ratings, I presume. So, whilst other people are slowly coming in, we've got 27 on at the moment. So I'm presuming we'll get a few more in at some point. We will get into what the teams were last night. So we started with a very strong squad of Ederson in goal. We had Ruben Dias, Joao Cancelo, Aymeric Laporte, and Kyle Walker as the back four. And we had Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Phil Foden in the middle. And then Sterling, Jesus, and Riyad Mahrez up front as a free. Now, I must say, when I saw that team, I was happy with it. It didn't really surprise me. Other than Stones not playing, that was the only thing that I didn't really expect. But it is what it is, isn't it? And Laporte did okay. Slightly weak, slightly weak, but he was okay. He was at fault for the goal, but we'll get into that a bit later. And some stats: we had 70% to their 30% possession, three shots on target for them, 16 for us. Total shots, 2 on target for them, 7 on target for us. We had 10 corners to their 0, and then their 2 yellow cards to their 1. I can't believe it, really. It's quite funny, the fact that we had 10 corners and we didn't score from them. The corners have been pretty decent the past few weeks, but they seem to have gone downhill a little bit. But yeah, before I go into the ratings, we shall just see who else is in the chat, because we want to welcome everybody in this evening. Noah Pearson's on. Evening all. Evening, Noah. Jack Lee says, I say hello to Andy. Pep Guardiola 44 says, hello, guys. We've got Ocean Rage saying hello. Duper says, great lineup. I would have played Stones and started Torres. Yeah, possibly so. Who knows? They might be playing, though. I imagine Stones will be playing Sunday. All good, Jack. Join us tomorrow night for the FNS, where we'll preview the Arsenal game with Terry from Claude and the Bansters. Yeah, that'll be a good watch, guys. So make sure you check that back. I'm sorry, Laporte was very poor. Let us just enjoy the party. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree. He looks weaker than both of them, unfortunately. There's a lot of passes that he misplaced and stuff, but, it is what it is, isn't it? Sounds good, Andy. Yeah, it certainly is. Everybody's just saying hello to Andy. Manchester City for life. Nope, Laporte was great. Fair enough. Hit that like button. Definitely hit that like button. Hi to you, the future pundit. Lachelle Blues on. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. I try my best, that's for sure. Anyway, I try my best. And have we got anybody on? Oh, we've got Chris on. He say, "Good evening, Tom. What are you singing tonight?" Don't start that with your first comment. Let's get through the player ratings first before we start with song requests, for goodness sake. And City Chip is saying, "Evening all. The hate Laporte had in social media is appalling. He's made his account private. Shocking by so-called Blues. It is. It's ridiculous. It was all right, but not that poor. Exactly, king of the assist. That's what I'd say." Hello, Chris. Hope you're well, buddy. And then I think we've got everybody's just talking about what Laporte's feeling. But we'll get straight into the ratings because that is what we like to do on this evening. This Thursday evening is about the ratings. And we'll start with our super keeper at the moment. More assists than Thiago Alcantara, Ederson Mahrez. As usual, I will read out what Simon Brzezowski has to say, and then we can discuss, and then we can give a final rating. Usually caught in possession in the first half, but stood firm in the wake of some high pressing from the home team. His passing was again an asset, a 7. 7, so we've got Leonard London saying 7. He agrees with Simon Brzezowski. We've got King of the Assists saying Ederson 7. See who else is going to get in with their ratings. We've got Chris saying 7. We've got Sean saying 7.5. Kurt saying solid 7 for Eddie. Neil Hanstock saying Ederson 7. Can't remember him having much to do. No, I agree. SOS2907 says 7. We've got Adam Quinn saying 7.5. We've got Ederson 6.1. I mean, he had nothing to do and he couldn't do anything about the goal. We've got Jack Lee saying 7. Andy saying Eddie 6.5. Thought he was out of position for the goal. We've got City Chippy saying 7. We've got Pep Guardiola. I don't know why. You don't need to say later. Now you're just going to cause them. Now everybody's going to be saying hello to you, Lucy. And then I'm just going to get wound up in the comments now. Pep Guardiola 44, 7.5. Lachelle Blue says 7. We've got Blue Moon saying 7. We've got Manchester City for life saying 8. Any more for anyone? There you go. There you go. Straight away. Like a hot knife to butter is in there. Late for what? She's late for the show. I don't know why. She's saying hello to everybody. I don't know why. But yeah, we will move on swiftly. And any more on Ederson? I think the majority are saying 7s, I must say. You know, a lot of people were saying he was caught out for goals and the stuff like that. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. It was one of them, really. There was others to blame more than him, but he did well with some of the crosses that he took. There was a lot of crosses that came up, and he did get them in. Did get them safely because a lot of keepers usually do palm them and stuff, but he did get them. So I wouldn't say he was poor. I wouldn't say he was great. You could probably say he's part of the goal because they conceded it, possibly. So I think, based on what everybody said, I think the main thing we could sort of say for Eddie there, I'd say 7 for him. So Eddie Mahrez, a 7. Moving on to last night's right back. Now, here he is. Walker. Looked to be caught out with the goal, but impressed going forward and looked more comfortable than he has in recent weeks. A 7. With Kyle, he was at fault with the goal, but you could probably blame 3 of the defenders, to be honest. But it's one of them. It's one of them. We've said what Simon Brzezowski thinks. Dupe. No. Kurt said it. Simon Brzezowski said that. I've already read it, I think. Yeah, I have. Leonard London 6.5. Michael Feeney, he's done a 7 for Eddie. We got Walker 5.1. 6.5. We've got Jack Lee 7. Walker 7, says Andy. King of the Assist 7.5. We've got Manchester City for life saying totally honest 5. Walker 7, says Adam Quinn. We've got SOS2907 saying 7 did okay. Kurt says 6.5 for Walker. Sean says 5.5. Not good to be honest, a 6. Walker Neil Hanstock says still trying to completely recover from COVID. It's not an excuse, though, unfortunately, for a professional athlete. I know that COVID's a bad thing and it's killing lives, but simple as if he's not fit enough, don't bring him back because it's not safe for him if he's not feeling up to it. Unfortunately, they took the time of Gundogan to come back, so they should really take time for Walker if he's still struggling. City Chippy says Walker 6. First half poor, second half much better, says Lachelle Blue. Got Blue Moon saying 6.5. For me personally, I didn't think he had a very good game like the majority are saying. I don't know whether that is because he's got Cancelo on his heels, but, he's a good player. He's a good player, and it's disappointing to see him obviously not performing, but like a lot of people are saying, he's just come back from COVID. But you have to remember that was Christmas now, so he has had a lot of game time since then. And I can't wait for Jesus rating. We'll get to that. He's the last man that I'm going to come to. But yeah, I'm not going to be too harsh on him. A lot of people are saying 6.5, 6s. So I will go with what you guys are saying. We will go Kyle Walker. If we're going to give Ederson a 7, Kyle Walker a 6, because I don't believe that he did too good last night. But yeah, if we're going to be consistent, Ederson 7, Walker 6. On to who I believe is the door of the defence. A little bit, I don't know if you could say he was a little bit different last night. Maybe because he's just come back from that little fitness scare, or the illness he had. But yeah, Ruben Dias, get your ratings for Mr. Dias. Didn't see him as imposing as he normally does without his usual partner, but still organised the defence well. A 7. I believe that too. He looked like he was covering too many men, unfortunately. When you've got Stones, Zinchenko and Cancelo playing, he looks more in his element. And he didn't have to do as much because he's got good players around him. He was solid, though, for what he did. We've got Leonard London saying 7. Chris saying 7. King the Assist saying 8. We've got Lachelle Booth saying 7.5. We've got Neil Hanstock saying Dias 8. As good as ever. Kurt saying a solid 7. We've got Adam Quinn saying a 7. Sean Fogarty saying 7.5. We've got Jack Lee saying 7.5. Solid. He was. We've got Pep Guardiola 44 saying Dias 8. Easy. We've got SOS 2907. 7 got in the way of Ederson for the goal. City Chip says 7 for the Portuguese powerhouse. We've got Dias had Richarlison covered in the second half, says Hester Dunlop. An 8. Here we go. Weird that. We've got Blue Moon saying 7.5. DS and Stones makes the game. Yeah, they do. They're doing them so much better. Andy says 6.5. We've got Dupe saying 8.5. We've got King of the Assist. He will get a 7. So Sterling's work rate. Sterile work rate. From me for both -5. Wow. I think he's on about thingy, isn't he? Sterling and Jesus. He made a great block. That was it. That was fine. Yeah, he did. Loved the Dias and Richarlison battle. Yeah, it was a good little battle. I was impressed. From what you guys are saying there, I must say, 6.5, 7.5s, a lot of 7s. So therefore, Ruben Dias tomorrow from last night's game is getting a 7.5. I think that's what he deserves. People are saying he wasn't as good as always, and that's understandable. A lot of people have different opinions on it. And when he sets standards, like I say, he did well for what he had around him yesterday. You've got Laporte, who's not been in the side a lot. You got Walker, who's just not been in the side a lot. So he's had to sort of influence them into making the right decisions, and that's what came from it really. So moving on to the man next to him yesterday, which was a shock to most. A lot of people expected Stonesy there, but we'll go for Aymeric Laporte because he was the man. And Simon Bajowski says Everton targeted him in possession and had more success than expected. He looks short on confidence at the moment, which is perhaps understandable given he has been out of the team, but won't help him out Stones permanently. I definitely agree with that. We've got Leonard London saying 7 twice. We've got Andy saying 6.5 for Laporte. We've got Dupe saying 8.5. We've got Sean saying 6. We've got Chris saying 7. We've got Pep Guardiola saying 44, not the real Pep, saying 7. Blue Moon 6. Kurt 6.5. Laporte. Laporte 7, still trying to get back to his best, says Neil Hanstock. We've got Lachelle Blue saying 7. We've got King of the Assist saying Laporte 7. We've got Adam Quinn saying 7. Any more for any more? Yeah, we have. We've got Esther Dunlop saying 7. Anybody else? There we go. Jack Lee says 6.5. Sister Chippy says Laporte 6. You can see where that's coming from. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people are saying 7s, but Simon Bajowski's giving him a 6, and I don't believe 7. I was critical to him last night, but he watched the game, did well. I can't see how we can criticise Walker more than Laporte, to be honest with you guys. If we compare them, I believe that he was worse ability of the defence more than Walker last night, for me personally. And that's shown in the majority of the people's votes, 6.5s and 6s. There is a few 7s, but I can't see him being any higher. I don't see how we can rate Ederson a 7. But what did Laporte do wrong, though? He was at fault for the goal. He's just a liability at the back at the moment, Dupe. A lot of people are saying that, and it's been harsh on him because we know he's better than that. Nice to see Laporte getting some love on here. Tom, go with 7. I'll give this 7.5. More 7s than anything else. Laporte has been out for ages. I'm not going to be too critical of him. But he was supposed to be the main centre-back of this season, and he's not shown up, unfortunately. So you have to be critical on him, unfortunately. Why does Laporte get hate now? He was 2018-19, he was great. Chris Sim, okay, but hate? No, there's no hate. The goal was Walker's fault. It was the Walker's fault, and Laporte was a liability because Dias was coming across to help him. Walker and Laporte were both 6.5 to me. That's what I'm trying to say, Kurt. But a lot of people, more 7s than anyone score. Okay. Well, we'll have to go. If there's more 7s, I disagree with that. I think he deserved a 6. I think he was the worst of the back four last night. But it's your guys' opinion, so we will go with a 7 for Aymeric. Jack says, that's true, Tom, but displacing Dias or Stones isn't easy, so Laporte is struggling for game time. He's not struggling for game time because he gets time to come in, like Cancelo did, like Gundogan has, and they've proved their point of they are good players and they can stay in the squad. Laporte gets his chances and he never plays well. There's only so many games that a team that are near enough undefeated for nearly 17 games and haven't lost a game that you can last in a team. Places are getting changed week in, week out. If you don't play well, you're out. It's been shown. It has. And at the moment, he's not been good. And I believe that, you have to look at Bernardo. He was near enough out of the squad. Nobody expected him to be doing well. But he had his chance when Sterling was not playing as well. He came in and look how he's performing now. And now we've got Sterling, who obviously didn't have a good game last night, but he's been performing recently. And Laporte had a really bad injury, though. And when was that injury, Dupe? Near enough 4 or 5 months ago now. There's only so often you can sort of keep making excuses for players. And if this was Mendy, it'd be much further down. And he's had bad injuries. Laporte was solid. Not sure why some are hating on him. I'm not hating on him, Andy, me personally. It was just, what does Duper say? Yeah, Tom, I agree with you. I don't mean to hate on here. I mean on Twitter. Yeah, exactly. But he had little spells of injury after that. Laporte, even at his best, he let us down in some big matches. Tottenham and Lyon. I can't argue with that. But I wouldn't say he's let us down. I say he was part of the problem. Twitter teams will score against us. Twitter is full of plastic clowns. Watch the game back. Laporte gave the ball away twice, but so did a few players. Yeah, exactly. I'm I'm not hating. He just needs more time to get into the game. The lad didn't do anything wrong, to be honest. See, he's getting covered. A lot of people, it's like, let me think. If it was, I'm trying to think of a player. Mahrez. Let's say Mahrez gave the ball away a few times, even though he was absolutely world class last night. What would his rating have been? It's different. Different opinions for different players, which is understandable. But he just needs to step up if he wants to, keep his place. He's already rumoured on going out the door. And if he does want to go, then go. That's all I have to say about that. Laporte's class had a dodgy game, but it's not warrant of the level of hate he apparently got on Twitter. Oh no, just so you know, it's completely wrong. Any hate on Twitter for a footballer is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So what I say is constructive criticism. I've always said this. The constructive criticism is about the player that I'm disappointed with, because I know he can do better, which is what I've said about Walker, and it's what I'm going to say about Laporte too. Any hate on Twitter directly towards his family or himself is completely disgraceful, and it shouldn't be in the game at all. Racism, anything, Martial got racially abused, there's lots of players who are getting racially abused on social media, which is disgraceful. And anything like the instance with obviously Laporte having to put his account private, and Mike Dean obviously having to, not play games just because of hate, because he made the wrong decision. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, anything like that. So just so you know, my isn't hate at all. So I hate the word hate, because it's put into a context where it's not allowed. It's not right. Anything that I'm saying here is constructive criticism. So don't throw around the word hate when I'm giving the opinions, guys, because it's 100% no hate towards Laporte at all. It's constructive criticism because I know he can do better. The players aren't perfect. Twitter is disgraceful. It certainly is. My favourite part about Twitter is that I'm not on it. A platform for any idiot to talk to utter nonsense. Agreed, Dad, agreed. Kurt McFc says, well, you're not hating on the lad, but giving your opinion. Nothing wrong with that, mate. No, I know. You just have to... he is a muppet, but he doesn't deserve hate. He doesn't deserve hate. Some people have such high expectations, and I'd like to see them try and do better, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so do I. So do I, especially when I haven't given any hate towards him whatsoever. It's only constructive criticism. Laporte was solid for me. Yeah, fair enough, king of assist. Anyway, I think I did give it before it went mad about what I said about Laporte and stuff. Laporte 7, yeah, there we go. It's not about you, Tom. It's the idiots on Twitter. No, there was a few people in the comments that were saying that I was hating on him as well, but it's fine, don't worry. It's true, Tom. We did the same for Sterling early in the season. Exactly. It's constructive criticism, innit, Duper? Speaking of that, I'm probably going to get a little bit more here now. The main man, Joao Cancelo. He was pretty dominant in the first 20 minutes, I must say. I was very impressed with him. He was very impressed with him. Couldn't believe his luck as Everton backed off him for a good 20 yards as he advanced early on. A more restrained role, but still a menace when he has his eyeing a 7. Leonard London 7. Sean says a 6. Chris 7.5. Cancelo 8. Cancelo 7.5. He was great. Cancelo 6.5. Same as the others. Adam Quinn 8. Common Guys 8. Says King of the Assist. Andy Milne says quiet game 7. Scott Williams says 6.5. Ball watching for the goal. Showboating at times, in my opinion, his worst game in a while. Resting coming for Sunday. Was a resting coming for Laporte and Walker then, if you think Cancelo was ball watching for the majority of the game, Scott. But it's opinions, isn't it, mate? Kurt MCFC says 7. Gets in Sterling's way when he plays on the left. SOS2907 says 7. Michael Feeney says, well said, Tom. Totally agree with you on the social media on hate on players. Totally wrong. It certainly is, mate. It's ridiculous. 7.5 says Hester Dunlop. Cancelo 7. Cancelo stats, lost the ball 11 of his duels and lost 17 possession of the ball. Joao 7.5, improving all the time, but must stop taking unnecessary risks in his own half. Cancelo potentially for the top 3 for the player of the season, but last night 7.5. 8 had a great game, did his job. If we didn't have opinions, it wouldn't be fun. No, it's true. Man City says 6.5. I don't think everybody was watching Cancelo. Lachelle Blue, 7. Cancelo is playing out of position and he's helping us so much getting forward. I like him. Jack Lee, 7. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he's still getting 7s and 8s, the fact that he's still getting 7s and 8s, playing left back when it's not his position, just shows how much of a utility player he is. Because that's what it's about. He's done more than a job for us. People forget that. He plays left back. He can play right back. He could even play number 8 role if we really wanted him to. But there's no bias towards him over any player. So we'll give Joao a 7. I wouldn't say he was any worse than Laporte or Walker. I wouldn't say he was as good as Dias, but he was a little bit disappointing last night. A lot of people would probably be shocked that I've given him a 7, but there's no bias towards my opinions. 7 is what he deserves there. But playing left back, he's gonna obviously have a few problems there. And you have to look at some of the chances. The first 20 minutes he was all over the place in a good way. He was all over the place, and that's what it's about. And let's move on. So Jack Cancelo was bad, says Jim Bolland. There we go. Jim's not very happy. King of the assist, no. His end product is not great. Joao Cancelo 7.5. Let's get on to the next one. I believe that he did okay. It's all kicking off in the comments. Jim, just be careful with what you're saying, mate, and how you say it, because some people take offence to different things when you tell them to shut up and stuff more than others. So just Jim's been chainsawed, says Chris. Jim, mate, it's fine to disagree, but don't be rude. Exactly. No need for that, Jim. No, exactly. Just keep it calm in the comments, guys. Moving swiftly on to Rodri, who I thought was absolutely brilliant again last night. Let's have a look. What's this? Is a typo. Rodri. Excellent again, going from strength to strength in his team. He made a number of key interceptions at the back and also created some promising chances at the other end. An 8. Cheers, Dupe. MCFC Dublin Ireland, we are flying at the minute, and everyone is chipping in when asked. They all deserve credit, players, Pep and coach. Said definitely. He does need to stop giving the ball away in poor areas of the pitch. He's been great of late. I think that's about Cancelo. We're on to Rodri now. So we got an 8 for Leonard. Leonard says. Adam Quinn says 7.5. We've got Sean Fogarty saying 9. Lachelle Blue saying 8.5. Kurt saying 8. Rodri is the man at the moment. Got Andy saying Rodri 8.5. Excellent. We've got SOS2907 saying 8. We've got Jack Lee saying 8. We've got Chris saying an 8.5. We've got Scott Williams saying 8. Solid. Dupe saying 9.1. He was really great. He's really doing great so far. He is. He's very impressive. We've got Andy Milnes saying an 8. We've got Rodri saying an 8. Says King of the Assist. We've got Jack Lee wrote off too early. He certainly was. Hester Dunlop 8. Man City says 8.5 man of the match. We've got Rodri at 8. Says Pep Guardiola 44. We've got City Chippy Rodri for 8. Turned out to be a top player. He certainly is. 8 no more. Says Samuel Gringo. We've got Blue Moon says 8. Had a great game and kept play flowing. He made some great passes. On top form at the moment. He certainly is, Blue Moon. Mark O'Shea says 7.5. I thought he was sloppy a bit in passing and moving, and his distribution was poor, but made a few good passes to Jesus. Pity Jesus didn't put it put it to bed. Yeah. Neil Handstock says Rodri 8. Very good. He certainly was. We've got Bachir Mustafa says 8 for Rodri. Any more? We've got King of the Assist saying Rodri always gets the ball back and have control of the possession for the team. Yeah, he certainly does. He's been very impressive at the moment. Any more for Rodri? As I'm just going to type in what I think a lot of people are probably going to go for. A lot of people are saying 8s. I'd probably agree with that. I wouldn't say he was the man of the match last night, but I'd definitely say he was up there with the best. So we will give. King of the Assist says there's also Rodri an 8. We'll give him an 8 there. I think he deserves that. Moving on to the next man. The man who's known as the bubblegum man. Who's playing very well at the moment. By far, I think probably our best player alongside two others last night, and that is Bernardo. Get your ratings in for Bernardo whilst I read out what Simon Brzezowski has to say. Outstanding. Not only could Everton not get the ball off him, but his ability to find space from virtually every position on the pitch was unravelled. A 9. I agree with that. Lachelle Boo says 9. We've got Leonard London says 8.5 man of the match. We've got Chris saying 9 man of the match. We've got Duper saying 10.1 for Bernardo. It must be the first time we've had another one. Great goal and assist. Chuba saying 9. Jackley, I told everyone Bernardo would come back at a 9. SOS2907 says 9 man of the match. We've got Kurt saying 9 man of the match. We've got Andy saying Bernardo 9 man of the match. Brilliant. We've got Scott Williams 8.5 man of the match. I feel like giving a Bernardo a 9, says King of the Assist. Marco Shea says 9. Genius, his work rate is phenomenal. We've got Adam Quinn saying 9. We've got Blue Moon saying 8.5. Had a great game, and he definitely deserved man of the match. Great goal and assist. It certainly was. I hope Bernardo doesn't get dropped for KDB. I don't think he will. Like I've said already, if Gundogan's not fit for Sunday, I think we might see Kevin De Bruyne come back in. But I think if he didn't get injured, Gundogan, I don't believe that we'd have probably seen. Mind you saying that, it's where Bernardo plays. So I don't believe that Kevin should start on Sunday, personally, if we've got players like Bernardo playing out of the skin at the moment. I don't think he should play. A lot of people will probably be shocked at what I've just said, but keep Kevin De Bruyne on the bench for the moment whilst all these players are playing well, in my opinion anyway. 9.5 with Mahrez, incredible pair of players. Fair enough, said Chia. We've got Bernie 9, says man of the match, says Andy Milnes. Bernardo 8.5, great to see him back to his best again. It certainly was. Got Esther Dunlop saying 9, Sean Fogarty saying 8. Neil Hanstock says Bernardo 9, great performance. Bernardo is brilliant. He's really stepped up. He certainly has. Gundogan will play against Mönchengladbach. I think he should be back for Arsenal, Leonard. Top lad Matthew Wilson, I hope you well, mate. I'm not sure if KDB is coming into the team anytime soon. I agree. It's about time KDB should start. Can he assist? I don't believe that KDB should be rushed back. I don't think he even needs to be in the squad. Even if he was fully fit at the moment, I don't think he deserves to be in the squad after the performances our boys have put him when he's not been in. Jack Lee says Kevin shouldn't be rushed back. Neil Hanstock says he's KDB back in gently. Blue Moon says I think KDB and Aguero should just ease back into the games. We don't want any more injuries. 9.5 top performance. Rodri an 8, another good performance from him. There you go, late one from Rodri there. But yeah, I don't, just quickly before I give the rating for that, I believe that, I don't think that Kevin De Bruyne needs to be rushed back in personally. You have to look at the teams that we've played whilst he's been injured. Everton, Spurs, Liverpool, week in, week out, the players such as Bernardo, Gundogan, Rodri, Foden, Sterling have all put in 100% effort. And why should Kevin De Bruyne get the opportunity to come straight back into the squad and drop one of the guys who have been world class? You've got a team who have just won without Kevin. They've gone to Anfield and won for the first time in 17 years, and that takes utter courage no matter what form Liverpool are in. And I don't believe that, we should firstly rush him back in, and secondly, when he is fully fit, if he doesn't put in a good performance, he should be dropped as well, because I don't believe playing him, how will that look to Bernardo, who plays world class? You have to look at how good these players have played. I don't believe that they should be dropped, because they're good players and they've put in performances to prove a point that we're not just surrounded by Kevin De Bruyne. We're not like Liverpool with Van Dijk. We've managed to cope with the injuries. We've managed to cope with a striker for not some time. And although Kevin De Bruyne is phenomenal and we're very lucky to have him, and he's probably our best player, at the moment, we've got players who are by far keeping up to his standards at the moment. You've got Ilkay Gundogan, the most goals this season as a midfielder. in this side. We've got Bernardo Silva putting him in. We've got Rodri being absolutely solid, most passes, everything. You know, injuries are unfortunate. You know, maybe hopefully Gundogan's back for Sunday, so he can come back in. Kevin De Bruyne should still be on the bench for Sunday, personally. Tom, bro, you saw his performance when he came on against Everton. Who, Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, he made one good pass, but the game was done, and the game was done with the boys who played before he came on. KDB being a focal point doesn't suit this team. Maybe a false nine more like, yeah. Have people forgotten how good KDB is? Yeah, he's very good, but he's not needed at the moment, really, unless we have some serious injuries, and then he can come back in. Well said, Tom. Cheers, Jack. So why start Jesus then? Because we don't have another striker to put there, unfortunately. Sergio's back, but, you know, Jesus has scored, you know, in the past 2 games before today and has played well. So he's had a dodgy game. So, you know, there you go. No, KDB is class, but doesn't deserve to be in the starting. No, I agree. Not Andy, but we are playing so well. No, we're not a one-man team. That's the thing. And that's what people don't seem to understand, really. And it's great that we don't always pass the game. Yeah, exactly. Not forgotten how good he is. You just think we shouldn't rush him back with our own midfielders in form. No, exactly. I'll take KDB in the team every single week. If we are in the Champions League semi-final, final, League Cup final, basically any big game, he does things that others don't. Fair enough. I must say, I believe Gundogan could do as good at the moment. And I definitely think that he could do as good and even better him at the moment. Because if we're looking at best midfielders, I know Kevin's had his injuries, but so is Gundogan. I would say that Gundogan's probably been our best player this season over Kevin De Bruyne, I must say. I would drop Jesus, move Sterling up front, Bernardo on the right, and Mahrez or Foden on the left. And our King KDB will fit in. You have to remember Gundogan and, well, to be fair, Gundogan to go on the left. And yeah, fair enough. That makes sense for that. Kurt says, squad rotation is key. Everyone will get their chance and Pep will make the right decision in Pep. Yeah, exactly. KDB comes on first touch and plays a fantastic different vision. Rodri, KDB and Bubblegum for Sunday. We've got KDB time will come, no rush, exactly. What does Neil say? We have the chance to rest and rotate like never before. This should help us if we want to win the Champions League, exactly. KDB, 100 assists. Ferrat says, would drop. I said it again. Agree, Scott. To be honest, I miss Gundo more. Yeah. Gundo, I was disappointed more when Gundogan got injured than I was when De Bruyne got injured, I must say. Because, you know, I thought Gundogan was absolutely brilliant and, you know, it was slightly disappointing. It's not about saying KDB should immediately stand out. It's some saying the best midfielder in the world football can't get into this team. At the moment, he can't, Andy. I'm sorry. As tough as it could be to take for many people, he seriously can't get into the team at the moment. He's not. Performances before, although they were good, he wasn't the star man. You know, Gundogan was still slotting him in before Kevin got injured. Which is why we said, if Gundogan steps up whilst Kevin's out, that's exactly. So we'll look. See, Chippy says it's great when people have the debate with so many good players on form. Nice problems to have. Talking nonsense. Okay. Well, it's up to opinions, Andy, isn't it, mate? But it's not nonsense when you look at, you know, we've gone to Anfield, like I'll say again, we've gone to Anfield and we've won 4-1. We dominated. Gundogan scored 2. Foden scored 1. You know, Sterling scored the other. You know, Gundogan scored 2 against Spurs. You know, I'm reeling off the main man here, which is Gundogan at the moment, and I believe that Gundogan has been our best midfielder this season. He's done it at the times that matter at the moment, and you're looking at a season overall. Gundogan is better than Kevin De Bruyne at the moment this season, and Kevin De Bruyne will come back and probably be absolutely unreal because time will come to Kev to shine as he always does. But at the moment, Kevin De Bruyne is a better midfielder at the moment. He's not as good as Gundogan, in my opinion, at the moment on form. Before and after, and that's what it is. Why get rid of Bernardo, Gundogan, and Rodri? Such a strong unit. If Gundogan comes back for Sunday and he's fit, say, because apparently he is according to Pep, Why, if Kevin De Bruyne is fit, bin off Gundogan maybe, or bin off Bernardo, and there you go, Kevin. Hey, straight back in, Kevin. Here's a red carpet for you, my friend. Straight back into the side. It shouldn't work like that. Why drop Bernardo after scoring a very important goal in a game? It's not fair. It's not fair because just because Kevin De Bruyne is supposedly our best player, it shouldn't be automatically just allowed back into the squad. It's not right. It's not right. Totally agree with Tom here. Cheers, Leonard. Whoever has said drop Gundogan. What I was saying, you said I was talking nonsense. So there you go. So got Andy Gundogan still injured. No, he's not. He should be back for Sunday. Bernardo runs non-stop and he's always working hard for us. Is what he is, and especially needing in big games. Yeah. He is our best player. He's the best in the league at the moment. Ilkay Gundogan's the best in the league by far. He is. I'm sorry. What anybody says, Gundogan is the best midfielder, the best player in the league at the moment, 100%. And I wouldn't say Kevin was the best at the moment because he's had games that he hadn't been good this season, and that got hidden, and he obviously got injured, and hopefully he comes back and that little niggle that I think he was carrying gets sorted out. Anyway, rating Bernardo. We'll give Bernardo a 9. We'll come on to man of the matches in a minute. On form Gundo is the best at the moment. He certainly is. I think on form Gundo this season is better than De Bruyne. I must say. Anyway, on to Philip. Not as good last night. But just before I do go into that, we just got City Chips saying Gundogan great form, KDB great play. Both will play their part, but KDB is a team player, so won't mind exactly. But yeah, he'll be happy to see that people can do his job because then it's not all down to him. Kevin De Bruyne is he'll be happy to see that we were high flying without him because it just shows you. There we go. We'll just get your Fodens in. If you can get that in there. Better than De Bruyne. At the moment, he is king of the assist. He is better than De Bruyne at the moment. Foden quiet outside of goal 7. Foden 7.1 goal. We've got SOS2907 saying 7. We've got Leonard London saying 7. Chris Baker saying 6.5. Foden 7.5. Foden 7.5 always contributes. Foden, apart from the goal, quiet game, deeper role 7. Yeah. Lachelle Blue 6.5. Any more for any more? Whilst you're just getting a few more in. Sam Bajowski says, played in central midfield in the absence of Gundogan and did reasonably well. Scored the opening goal and was still helping out in his own box. Later on, when he has been pushed forward into the centre forward role of 7. There you go. Can he assist? Says 8. We've got Foden saying 6.5. Got Ferhat McKidd saying 6. Got Foden 7 says City Chippy. Got Adam Quinn saying Phil 8. Any more for any more? 7 got lost. Yeah, he did. He did get lost, Scott. Foden 6.5 needs to get in the gym to bulk up in the future battles. KDB coming off the bench shows where we are. It certainly does. What the guys? Foden 8 scored a goal at least. Yeah. 7.5. He has played better in other games, but he still helped out the team. Hello, Tom. A bit late. Hello, Alec. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, you just missed a few. We're just on to Foden now, so just get your rating in for Foden, and I think we've got a few more after that, and then so just get yourselves in for the last few. Foden 7 says Andy. There he is. Alec Johnson saying Foden 7. Based on what you guys are saying, you could probably say see me after class. Yeah, Chris will sort you out. Maybe a detention, but he might let you off with a little 5-minute staying at break. Hester Dunlop says 7. Everybody's just saying hello to Alec. I'm going to agree with all of you there. We'll go with a 7 for Phil. I believe that's probably the best. I wouldn't say he was great, but he got a goal, so I'm not going to give him any lower than that. We're going to go on to the front three. We'll go on to Sterling first. So there you go. Get your ratings in for Raheem. Whilst I'll just read out what Simon Bajowski had to say. Struggled to have much of an impact, but ran hard at the Everton defence whenever he got the opportunity. A 6. Very low. That. I must say. But it doesn't surprise me because, you know, people would probably say he didn't play that well. But, you know, he was struggling, but, you know, he didn't get a lot of chances, I must say. Got 6.5 says Chris. Got Leonard London saying 7.5. Lachelle Booth saying 6. Sean Fogarty saying 6. Saying 7 actually. Scott Williams saying 6.5. Alec Johnson says Sterling 8. SOS 2907 says 6.5. Adam Quinn says Sterling 7.5. Kurt MCFC 6.5. Cancelo got in his way all game. I never knew Cancelo played in front of him, Kurt. Bashir Mustafa says 7. Andy Milnes says 7. Raheem 7, not bad but nothing special. Agreed. 6.5. Jack Lee says Sterling a solid 7. Great point, Tom, about KDB. We don't need him right now. Give him a bit of a rest now, and have him for the running. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Why push him back in when we've got some world-class players playing well at the moment? You know, there's no point. Other teams would be like, if Van Dijk came back, if this was Van Dijk, a lot of people would. I'll just put that back up so I know where I am in the comments. If that was Van Dijk that had just come back, they rushed him back in. We don't need to do that because we've not got a crisis at the moment. We're 17 wins on the bounce. We're top of the league, 10 points clear. We don't need to rush back Kevin De Bruyne. It's not needed whatsoever, especially when we've got Gundogan, Bernardo, and Rodri, that three playing unbelievably. We don't need him back at the moment. City Chippy says Sterling is such a good player, so it's frustrating when he's not quite on. It certainly is, Dad. It is. Getting the assist 5. Sterling should leave. We need Messi in that position. He's not going to leave, and I don't think he should leave. Raheem 7. His directness helps our game a lot. It certainly does. Blue Moon 6.5. Used some silky skills, but other than that, he didn't add much to the game. We don't need Messi. No, I don't think we do at the moment, Chris. 7 says Hester Dunlop. Samuel Gringo says Foden 6.5. Leonard Luna says exactly, Tom. So he's obviously about what I just said. Foden 6.5. We've got a Foden one coming in now. Sterling 6.5. I don't expect Sterling to be outstanding every game. He was quite exactly. You know, a lot of players have on and off games, but others, you know, especially when he's been on form, sometimes you can't argue with it. So you don't like rotation when the likes of Gundogan, Bernardo, and Rodri get goosed through playing every game. You'll be looking for KDB to get us out of the mire. Then I do like rotation, but not when players are playing well. It'd be interesting to see what people would be saying if, you know, KDB was taking his position and he wasn't playing well and Gundogan was there. But KDB would probably still be getting in people's eyes because he's untouchable. But it's all right, rotation, but rotation in the right games. Fine, Kevin. We'll play Kevin in the games that are not as important, maybe. You know, the FA Cup games. Well, it's Everton next, to be fair. You know, it's starting to get to the tougher end of the season, so I don't see why we should, you know, maybe put in a risk, maybe getting him in. You know, if we've rushed him back, you know, 3 weeks ago, he was still out for 4 weeks. Now he's back suddenly, and we're not. It's a shock. Nobody expected him to be back this soon from when he did his injury. So I believe that he has to wait his turn, unfortunately. I don't think he's the sort of player that can get... what does Sandy say? Pep said in his press conference, we will change the team over the coming games. Players can't play 3 games a week. Yeah, there you go. Rotated for the game that doesn't really matter at the moment, I believe. In a normal season, obviously... It's busy. In a normal season, I don't see Kevin De Bruyne starting in front of Bernardo, Gundogan, and Rodri. Personally, I really don't. At the moment, I really don't because he doesn't deserve it. For how those guys have performed recently, he doesn't deserve to be in the squad because it's all about form. And if it was you know, Gundogan coming back or vice versa, what would be said? You know, Gundogan will be coming back. He'll be going straight back in because of the form that he's done, and it was a little tear. But for someone like Kevin, who's been out for 6 weeks, you know, he's been out for 6 weeks. Why rush him back? You know, because then that's when it happens. Oh, it's great from Kevin against Arsenal, back to his best, and then he pulls up again. Muscular injuries aren't worth messing with. You know, don't change a team that are undefeated in 17 games, because the majority of those games that we've been undefeated, Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been in. So it just shows you we don't need to rush him back. We don't need to cause another tear. We don't need to cause another injury to keep him out. And exactly, Leonard, it's the same with Kuntu. Why do you think Sergio hasn't warmed up with the subs for the past 3 weeks when he's been on the bench? Because he hasn't needed to. He's not needed to rush back. He's just on the bench to make numbers at the moment. Sergio isn't even fit, I don't think, to even play 20 minutes at the moment. But he's there for the squad, and he's there just to, be there for numbers if we needed him. But I don't think he could even play 20 minutes at the moment, Serge. Ferrat says, I agree with you, Tom. Most managers say never change a winning team. That's how Liverpool and Leicester won the league. They played mainly the same team, winning every week. Yeah, exactly. Aguero is there to make numbers. He certainly is. Kinney is this. Stones is okay, but I don't feel Dias because some players might feel some type of way because it's his first season. Yeah, exactly. We are winning. We must get KDB back in the team, fit and fully firing. There is no one to touch him. Possibly not when he's on form, but the last few weeks before, he wasn't as good. Maybe because he was carrying that injury, but then it came to a realisation that, hold on a second, we do have very good players. Zinchenko used to be playing on Zinchenko used to playing with Sterling out on that side. Cancelo not used to supporting him, so left side was less effective. It certainly was. Walker in as good. Not sure anyone is claiming KDB should be rushed back. Who said that? It's he doesn't deserve to play because we've won 4 games without him. I didn't say that. We've won more than 4 games without him. We've been to Anfield and won 4-1. We've beaten Spurs 3-0 actually. Sorry. We've beaten Everton 3-1. We've beaten all these teams. We've smashed these teams out of the park without Kevin, so he's not needed. Doesn't need to be rushed back, and he doesn't deserve to play when we've had informed players, because you wouldn't be saying, nobody'd be saying, if I'm trying to think of an example now. There's not many players that you can sort of compare him to, because he is probably on his form, he's the best. But a lot of players, what happens if we got a winger or we got whatever, and Sterling and Foden was the midfield player? What would people say if he was not on form and all this sort of thing? You need to back it up. A lot of people say, yeah, fair enough, Kevin De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the league, but why? We don't need him back anytime soon. I never said he doesn't deserve to play. I said we don't need him, and he doesn't deserve to be in the squad when we've got players. He doesn't deserve to play. That's all I'm saying at the moment, because we've got players that do better than him. I don't really need to explain myself what I think, really, because it's true and it's facts that's shown that we can do it without him. Otamendi is playing and I'm doing well. Top of the league. Good old Otter. KDB has to and will play the team game, Andy. Think we need to move on. I'll move on once I'm done, and I believe it or not, I am done. So there we go. Tom doesn't like KDB and Laporte, lol. I definitely said that. I don't like either of them. I can't stand KDB. I think we should sell KDB, and Laporte's no better than Otamendi. I think he should go as well. Raz, we'll give him a 7. We will move on to another man who was absolutely class last night. A man who we can't be without in the moment, Riyad Mahrez. I think he was absolutely brilliant last night. And Simon Jowski has a tough call between him and Bernardo as man of the match. The way he created the first goal and scored the second were truly superb, and he offers something City's other forwards don't. A 9. He was brilliant. It's all about opinions, and why should we rush a player back that we don't need? I don't get exactly, but it don't matter, Charlie. It don't really matter, because your opinion doesn't count. Charlie Everett, 8.5. Dupe, 9.5. What a goal. Make sure you like the stream. Cheers. Thank you, Blue Moon. Chris Baker says an 8. Riyad, I'll give him a 9. He's 2 goals. The action came from him and he scored a magnificent goal. He certainly did. Leonard London, an 8. Jack Lee, an 8. We've got Andy Milnes saying Mahrez, an 8. Wow. Fair enough. Jack Shaw Fogarty, an 8. We've got Hester Dunlop, 9. 8.5, split hairs between Bernardo and Silva for man of the match. Yeah, I agree, Kurt, definitely. Mahrez 7.5, great goal, but he still needs more consistency. He does. Mahrez 1. Tom, bang number 1 has the right to get in. Let's go back. Third team. He's getting too big for his boots, KDB. Yeah, thank you, Roy. If people don't have opinions, then they're boring. Exactly. It's all about opinions, Andy. Mutual respect in a debate. Surely is a must. Exactly. KDB knocking on Tom's door saying, I can't be able to sign a contract extension. Got enough with Gundo. I would rather sit on the bench. Mahrez. I wish I never brought up Kevin De Bruyne. Blue Moon 8. 9.5 superb. Co-man of the match with Bernardo. Dupe joking 8. Alec Johnson lol. Lol. Charlie 1. Good game in 5. Exactly. So I think we'd probably give Mahrez probably an 8.5. A lot of people saying joint. I'd probably say Bernardo was slightly better. So 8.5 for Mahrez. I forgot to put Mahrez in front of it there. And we'll finish the ratings on because the other guys, Kevin came on for 11 minutes, so we won't do him, and Rodri was taken off for Fernandinho for the last 30 seconds. So we'll finish Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Can we screenshot that, please, Kurt? That Chris is saying that Mahrez played well. There you go. Breaking news. Away from football. Neil Hanstock says, for anyone who's interested, the Mars rover has just touched down. Sorry, but I love this stuff. Completely understand. Tom doing a great job. Give him a like for the stream tonight. Thank you. Tom, why give Foden a 7 then? He scored as well. It was based on what everybody else said. It's not based on what I'd say. Everybody else says 7. I give a 7. I was going to give Laporte a 6, but I gave him a 7 because there was more 7s. So that's why he got a 7. Because you guys, maybe not yourself, King of the Assist, but the majority of the people said 7. So it's for you guys that we do it for. So that's why he gets a 7. Gabriel Jesus, let's get him in. Not as good as some people were saying. A very low score from the man on here, Sam Bajowski. Let's move that up. And he says, a disappointing regression from recent weeks. He was heavily involved in the setup of the third goal, but missed 2 chances that the top striker should snaffle up. A 5. Very low, that. That is very, very low. We've got, here we go. Let's see what people are saying. People have opinions. People make the channel even better. Exactly. Chris, 6.5. Sean, a 7. Jesus, a 4. Leonard says 7. We've got Charlie says 7. Neil Hanstock says Jesus 7.5. Everything good except his shooting. Lol 7. Jack Lee 6. Phil didn't have a great game, but so exactly. Rowan. Miles Edwards says a 7. Blue Moon 7. 6.5 for the first 30 minutes. He should have been doing better. His chances he had, says Kurt. Haha, 7. I'm going to say King of Assist. City Chippy says Jesus 9 for effort. 6.5 for achievement. Charlie Everett says played some great play off the ball. Though false 9 worked great versus Everton. Exactly, Blue Moon. We would be all clones if we thought the same. 6.5 Jesus, exactly. Jesus worked hard again, but misfired last night. A 7. Jesus works hard. He certainly does. We've got Hester Dunlop saying an 8. We've got KDB a 10. We've got Jesus saying 5.8. He was really frustrating with his one-on-ones. Great assist though. He's not even near 7 for me. Bring on Delap. Jesus 7. The thing is with Delap, King of Assist, he's still playing for the EDS. So technically he's only contracted when they haven't got a game. And I think they had a game last night. Gabby did everything, just not scoring as striker. 6.5 says LaChelle Blue. Ryan Edwards, Gabby 6, got to at least hit the target with chances, but hard work. If not starting Aguero. Exactly, you could probably argue that he had 2 chances in a game that we probably could have lost. In KDB0 Selim doesn't deserve to play. Everybody's getting upset now. Don't cry about it when I was saying that, but it is what it is, you know. A lot of people don't like the fact that I said that about Kevin, but, you know, certain players get different things. There you go. KDB out. Yeah, get him out, you know. Get him out. Mahrez 9 for me, Jesus 7.5. Yeah. So we'll give Gabby probably a 7. Could you say, or more 7s probably, I'd say. Gabby J, we will give him a 7. Your opinion wasn't opinion, it was facts. I never said that. Good night, stay safe. Cheers, Sean. It is an opinion, it's not facts at all, Dupe. Gabby, 7 in the end. EDA plays Monday and tomorrow. My EDS analyzer and main man on that says it is Monday and tomorrow. So he's giving you that. He's like the Jeff Shreves of Man City EDS. Kinnear says Tom KDB is Man City. He's not. He's not. We can't. Honestly, that's harsh on Tom. I don't think he said anything wrong. Thank you, Leonard. But, you know, some people don't like other opinions, and it is what it is. Like someone said earlier, if we were all different, you know, if we were all the same, what would we be here to talk about? Gabby no goals. You know, he's not. I'm going back to this comment. He's not Man City. We're a team. There's 11 players on that pitch. There's never been one. Tom's got an opinion like everyone else. Give him a thumbs up. There you go. So frustrating. The City Plus app couldn't stream EDS game against Leicester. I know. So look, cheers, Jeff. We didn't get that sound, and every time Chris gives an update on the EDS, we go, cheers, Jeff. Tell KDB to his face, I don't like you. I never said that. And when did I say I don't like Kevin De Bruyne? That's the laughable thing. I never said that at all. I never said that I didn't like Kevin. Anybody in the right mind that says they don't like it, you know, it's ridiculous. Tom loves City and has been great in this channel. Big up, Tom. Thank you, Leonard. It's nice to see someone cares. No player is bigger than the club. That is fact, not opinion. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. KDB is not Man City. Let's see what else we've got. I'm not going to say that. Mean good night in Finnish language. That's very nice. Nice to see we've got some fans. We are all City fans here, so we should be better than giving Tom unnecessary flack. Cheers, Neil. I appreciate that, mate. Tom loves every City player and treats them fair. Maybe him and Cancelo have a special bond, but overall he's right. Thank you. I think a lot of people work with the Sun putting what you said into their own words. Exactly, Charlie. I know. You'd think I'd said that I can't stand Kevin De Bruyne and get him out of the club. All I said was, in the moment, I don't think De Bruyne at the moment needs to be rushed back and doesn't really need to be in the squad. That's all I said. Enough with this nonsense, guys. Yeah, thank you. City's problems are funny. Remember what Mehmet Barton said was our top scorer. We lied in best times, yeah. Chris Baker, Silva lost today, unfortunately. He struggled to shoot today. United fans were boasting about Eric Bailly, saying, oh, he has speed. Best defender, but he can't stay fit for us. I know. Cancelo's been massive this season. He certainly has. But I won't go into him too much because I don't want to be classed as a lover fest. This is what happens when you have too many good players. It's not that. It's when people's players get targeted and everybody loves Kevin. And, you know, for someone to criticise Kevin, it's like shooting the Queen to certain people. You know, that's what it is sometimes. It's like, great show, Tom, says Alec. Cheers, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Any more? Tom, you're right. KDB gives the impression that he is the main man. Bernardo does not get the praise he deserves. Exactly. Tom, who's your favourite City player in the team? I don't have a favourite player. I have a preferable player that I like for how he's progressed and to have liked since he's come. Obviously, you know, Cancelo is probably my favourite player, but I don't have a favourite a standout player. I love them all. The fact that they're playing for our football club just shows you that they want to be there. So that's why I like them all. Some that I are impressed with at the moment, but you know, it is what it is. You know, if I have to say, Sergio, because he's a legend, and Cancelo, because at the moment he's my favourite player just for, what he does at the moment. We all have our favourite players. And obviously, I love Kevin De Bruyne, just to put it out there, to the point I might actually get a Belgian shirt next week. Have to see if I can get one, or a City shirt. I best not get a Belgian shirt because I might be classed as not liking him for City then. We don't want to be doing that, do we? Leonard London says, great show, Tom, as always. Thank you. Come on, City. Cheers, mate. All the players at City have been picked for a reason, and we are so lucky to have them. Exactly. Aymeric Laporte. Fair enough, Dupe. Yeah, definitely. Man of the match, Delph. Definitely. Which moves me swiftly on to Delph. Not Delph, man of the match. We had a poll earlier. Well, just before we go into that team game with KDB, world class. What a team we have. Great. We have to create the debate. Exactly. Tom, this should be talking with Tom. I don't know if it could be talking with Tom. It could be criticising Tom with Tom. At the moment, anyway. Anyway, let's get on to the channel, and we shall view the channel. Here we go. And we had the Belgians playing red shirts. There you go. It's the basics, Fabian Delph. Or Tom's Thursday nights. What was the other one that you suggested there, Dupe? Talking with Tom. I like that. I'll probably, we could call it something like that, or Tom's Thursday nights. Exactly. I'll have to think of a proper name, and I'll have to make a graphic or something that has my face on it, my ugly mug, and bits and bobs. But yeah, we had a vote earlier, a community poll. We had 231 votes. It seems that a lot of you like voting for the Thursday night man of the match things, because it always seems to be shooting up with the votes when I'm on. So I gave 5 names last night. This afternoon, we had Rodri, Mahrez, Bernardo, Foden, and Cancelo. We had Rodri with 13% of the vote. We had Mahrez with 19% of the vote. We had Bernardo with 62% of the vote. We had Foden with 4% and Cancelo with 3%. There was only really one standout on this. So I'm going to give the Man of the Match award by you, the fans, as the guy at City says. It's number 20, Bernardo Silva. That's what it's about. Bernardo is the man. Man of the match, Bernardo. Man of the match, Bernardo Bubblegum Silva. Marvellous. He deserved it, and he really does. He really does. Yes, my pick, Bernardo. Exactly, king of assist. Has Sunderland been taken over? I've got no idea. Noah. Congrats, Bernardo Silva. There we go. Man of the match, Bernardo. Bernardo, man of the match. Yeah, exactly. He deserved it. He really did. He was all over the place, and he's before I go into that, it's brilliant. Crest on the front, not the name on the back. Kurt 2021. Exactly. That's a brilliant one. Yeah, they have been taken over. No, I didn't know about that. Well done, guys. Have a good night, Blues. It's only banter, Tom. Yes. Noah by a 23-year-old. By a 23-year-old. Wow. The owner's 20. Wow, fair play. Good on him. We'll see what happens with Sunderland then. But yeah, Bernardo's man of the match for me. I think he thoroughly deserved it. You have to look at how he's been over the past few weeks. Shadowed a little bit by Gundogan's immense form. Obviously, Gundogan got a little knock, but and then Bernardo shined. So yeah, moving on to the big game on Sunday. The games are coming thick and fast, guys. They certainly are. I don't know when we're playing Mönchengladbach next week, but I could be back for another one. Let's have a look. Let's go on to the fixtures by City. Let's have a look. And next Tuesday, Champions League, we are playing the Wednesday nights. That probably means you'll have me back here talking about the Champions League game, Mönchengladbach. There you go, Mönchengladbach Wednesday. Great stream tonight, Tom. Cheers, mate. Bye, Tom. Just got the last bit. Great show, mate. Cheers, Charlie. Appreciate that. Spot on, Tom. Covers the whole pitch, plus scores and assists. He certainly does. It's on 24th Wednesday. Thank you. There you go. So that is the end of the player ratings and man of the match. Thank you for watching, as always. I think there's something going on tomorrow night, Andy. We'll probably put something up at some point. I think it's with someone from Claude and the Bansters, previewing the Arsenal game on the Friday Night Social. So yeah, check that out. I'll be back next Thursday, as always. You know, that's what it's about. Thursday nights. I'll have to think of a name, paying you guys. I might put check me Twitter. It's in the description. Start following me. I'll put a poll out, and I'll put a few names out, and you can vote for what it can be called, because I'll leave it down to you guys. Yeah. Let's have a look. So then, guys, always enjoy the Thursdays with you, mate. Thanks for streaming. Anytime, Kurt. Another top one from you last night. Take care, Tom. Where's the crooning? Ederson should take penalties. What you think, Tom? Yeah, he should. I agree. That could be a very tough game next week. It should. You'll see. Well, we'll have some sort of ratings next week. Who knows? Great show. Really enjoyed it. Glad. Cheers and thanks. Great stream, Tom. Keep up the great work. Great stream, Tom. Keep up the work, mate. Andy says song. Not tonight. Not tonight. Talk with Tom on Thursday nights. It's a long name, but let's think about it. Definitely. Thanks, Tom. You're welcome. See you all, says Andy. Bye, Tom, says Blue Moon. Chris Baker, here he is. He's giving me the information. 9:30 tomorrow, Friday Night Social, with a special guest appearance from Terry, Arsenal fan. There you go. I think he's from Claude and the Bansters as well. So there you go. That should be a good watch, guys. So make sure you check that out. Tom used to have to sing Last Christmas. That'll be next week. See you after more wins. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, because that's what we want, innit? That's what we want. So, guys, this has been Man City Fan TV this evening. I've been Tom. Talking Tom, isn't that a cat? Yeah, it is. It is. I'm definitely not that. Ask him what he thinks of Kevin De Bruyne and if he should play or not. He'll give you an answer. But yeah, this has been Man City Fan TV tonight. I've been Tom. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notification so you get to know every Thursday nights when I am on. Giving my opinions on all the players and the ratings at the moment with these games coming thick and fast. And obviously check out the other videos too. But as always, up the city. Take care. See you next week, boys and girls. Take care.